Eccleston. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Eccleston agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across their social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? How was your weekend? What did you get up to on the weekend? I had a day off and then I worked yesterday. We are building up this morning to talkSPORT breakfast. That is at 6 a.m. with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy. Nick is still with me in the studio. Nick, we got a lot going on today. Football. What have we got coming up?
We'll start with the title race. Back on, is it? Or is it over?
It's different every week.
Listen, we've got to have a narrative, haven't we?
Yeah.
We got the fallout from a dramatic game at Old Trafford. We'll go over a few controversial refereeing decisions. And we're asking for your goal of the weekend, along with an uplifting song request for a Monday morning. As always, get involved on the usual number, 03717 223344, or WhatsApp or text us 81089.
Right, let's get into it. How was your weekend, Nick?
I can't help but...
He's ignoring me, by the way.
Young Gabby Agbonlahor playing for Aston Villa.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
He does look...
He won't be very happy this morning. I don't reckon he'll be awake. But, Gabby, if you're listening, unlucky.
He was rapid. Did you watch much football this weekend? I watched Liverpool-Newcastle, which was quite an intriguing game. Newcastle were all over Liverpool, but then... Liverpool just had a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I don't like it when there's no 12 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
12:30, because that's the game I usually watch. Yeah. I then went to Chelsea West Ham, which was a 5:30.
Wow, what a game that was.
Yeah, I mean, at half time I was I went to hospitality, did it in the old posh seats. So I got there a little bit earlier, so I missed all the 3 o'clocks basically. At half time I was a very stroppy Chelsea fan. Full time, very different story.
Happy with Liam?
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit later on. 6 out of 7. I think very impressive what they did against Napoli. Second half against West Ham, albeit it should never have been in that situation in the first place, but fair play to them for turning it around. So yeah, I'm I'm very happy. How did Southampton get on?
I got bragging rights over breakfast producer Ollie Thornton.
Oh, unlucky Ollie.
Southampton won at Stoke, but I think we're still very much mid-table. Although, what I really want to know is, what's your goal of the weekend?
So my goal of the weekend... Do you know, Zielinski scored a really good one for Inter Milan against Cremonese. I saw that yesterday. So shout out to him. He scored a really good goal for Inter.
Live on the talkSPORT YouTube as well.
Live on talkSPORT YouTube. My goal is Dominic Solanke's. Little old Scorpion, Olivier Giroud-esque.
Right.
An unbelievable finish. And since he's come back from injury, he's just been scoring goals. For fun. So that is mine. And my song, let's just play it. Let's play it.
An absolutely stunning from Dominic Solanke. Look at that technique. Wow.
I like this. Nice song.
So this is, it's pronounced Killer by Kingfisher. Basically, I was out on Saturday night and I was in one of those, like tuk-tuks that drive around London, play the music, all like the different colours. We were only going a short journey, so we thought I would just get one of them. And one of the people I was with decided to put this on, and we were just like, I don't really know the words, but I was like, oh my gosh, I loved it.
It's about hurling. It's like a hurling anthem.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Really nice. There's a cool video of it as well, with them sort of in a hurling, like some sort of court by the seaside. Lovely Irish beach vibes.
Yeah, so I heard that for the first time on Saturday night and thought, do you know what, put me in a good mood. So I was like, do you know what, that's going to be my banger of a song on a Monday.
I'm going for a bit of Brazilian magic.
Of course you are.
Go on, Mark.
Picks the ball up on the left-hand side. He cuts in onto his right foot. He looks up to see where Lamens is, and he whips it into that top corner. Just move on up.
Banger.
Curtis Mayfield, can't beat it. That was Kevin's goal for Fulham. Unfortunately, Fulham lost the game, but what a strike from Kevin.
Unbelievable.
I love it when they start outside the post and curl in.
Yeah.
Right.
That is also, they are two bangers, Nick.
Absolute tune, that is.
Get involved then. Your goal of the weekend plus an uplifting song for a Monday morning. Send us a text on 81089. Thank you very much, Nick.
Cheers.
Whew, right. As I said earlier, happy transfer deadline day. I don't know if your teams are expected to do anything over the next few hours, but what a weekend of football it was. City dropped points, Villa dropped points, Rossinia's great start continues, Liverpool won again. But I think the winners are Arsenal, aren't they? Silenced a few doubters. How are they going to respond to the Man United defeat? Well, they did it just fine. They did it in style, actually. And here's how the whole weekend sounded for you on talkSPORT.
Leeds 0, Arsenal 4. What an excellent day for Mikel Arteta's side.
Garner sweeping in the cross from the right-hand side. It comes from Braithwaite, saved by Verbruggen, and then turned in by Bazo. Everton have surely salvaged a point at the Amex.
Chelsea 3, West Ham 2, and it's been coming. It's João Pedro's put it on a plate for Enzo Fernandez, the skipper, to get Chelsea right out of trouble here.
It's back-to-back wins for Liverpool, and they're under fire, manager, and maybe, just maybe, things are slotting into place.
We thought Villa were level, we thought Tammy Abraham had got his goal on his second debut, but he hasn't. It's Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, and the game's gone.
Well, is this the moment that he arrives at Manchester United? Come from the right foot of Benjamin Sesko, and what a finish. Manchester United 3, Fulham 2.
Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2, and it's a really clever improvised finish from Solanke.
But I tell you what, you can't smile without talkSPORT and a day of football like that.
Yeah, it was a brilliant weekend. I feel like we say this every weekend, but it was another brilliant weekend, and one that maybe finally silences Arsenal's doubters. I think we're all talking about how they would react. Their reaction was the most important, and to win 4-0 away at Leeds is an unbelievable result, especially given what happened after them. But does this mark a turning point in Thomas Frank's reign at Spurs? City were, of course, 2-0 up before 2 goals from Dominic Solanke. Controversial. Was it 2 goals from Dominic Solanke? We might get into that a little bit later. The second one, unbelievable. Thomas Frank told talkSPORT's Alex Crook Solanke is as important to Spurs as Erling Haaland is to Manchester City.
I just think what he's given to us, and he's, by the way, 70-80% of his level. What he's given the last 4 games is 4 goals and presence and personality. Just see how big it is. Look if City play without Haaland for 6 months. So Dom is just so important for us, and he showed that again today.
Just on Solanke, if he can stay fit and he keeps playing like that, is the World Cup squad within his sights, do you think? I know you don't pick the England team.
Yeah, I know it's up to Thomas to do that, of course. I'll always back my players, and especially when they perform. And I think if he keeps this goal ratio, I'm pretty sure he'll be in the World Cup squad.
And the reaction from the fans at the end of the game, obviously there's been a lot of negative reactions here recently. Did that feel like a moment where the players and the fans really came together?
Yeah, I think I felt a big moment. I think it was. I think they were excellent against Dortmund, and I think they've been excellent in some second halves where we really, and now we got just the reward together to get those positive experience together. I think is big.
Yeah, really, really happy for Dominic Solanke. Obviously scored when he started against Dortmund, came off the bench to score a really important second goal for Spurs against Frankfurt in the Champions League, and then obviously started yesterday and scored twice. And obviously Erling Haaland is very important to Manchester City. And yeah, playing without your number 9, I think is always going to be tough. But good to see him back. And yeah, what a goal that second one was. And a big game for them up next. We just said, is it a turning point for Thomas Frank? We may see Manchester United against Spurs in the Premier League is live on talkSPORT for you this Saturday lunchtime. Manchester United, if they beat Spurs and West Ham, Frank can get his haircut. Finally, he can get his haircut. They've won 3 in a row, equaling Amorim's best run, by the way, in just 3 games. Right, we had Tony Adams on Sunday Edition this weekend, and he was speaking ahead of the Spurs City game. The former Arsenal captain said, "This is Arsenal's title to lose now."
I don't see any challenges in sight. Mm-hmm. I don't think defensively City are good enough. They're having too many parts of their programme fall away. They're not just going to run now and have the 10 games, 10-win sequence it needs to go and win the league. I can't see that. I can't see Villa maintaining it, even though Rodgers is one of the great players and it's great for England. And I really do like the way that they do hold lines, actually. Their back four is very, very strong and very good. And he's a great manager there as well. But I just don't see them sustain it. Hence the squad scenario. So I think the others will fall away, and Arsenal will run to the finish line.
Yeah, he's got a point, hasn't he? What a hero, by the way, Tony Adams is. He also said on Sunday Edition that Bergkamp was better than Henry. I wonder how many people, obviously he knows firsthand, played with them both. But I'm pretty sure most Arsenal fans, I mean, there are a lot of Premier League fans that say Thierry Henry is the best player we've ever seen in the Premier League. He also likened William Saliba to John Terry. Tony, I like you, but I'm not sure I can agree with that. Not yet, anyway. He also said Maguire could go to the World Cup if he has the right centre-back partner. Yeah, I think he could go to the World Cup. I don't know if he starts at the World Cup. But Harry Maguire has proved it over and over again for England that he could. And he'd rather have an English head coach for England, Tony Adams also said. But he said Tuchel can bring England success. Well, we will find out, won't we, in the summer. You can watch Tony Adams' interview back on the talkSPORT YouTube Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter is on every Sunday morning from 9 till 11 a.m. Now, we're talking about Manchester United. Does Michael Carrick deserve the job if they finish in the top 4? What a start to life at Old Trafford, by the way. Again, for Michael Carrick. Those 3 games, obviously the Fulham one probably the easier out of the 3 on paper, but I think the way that it happened as well, the 2-0 up, the pegged back to 2-2, Benjamin Sesko, by the way, that could be your banger. That was definitely up there. 81089 on the text, your banger of the weekend and an uplifting song for a Monday morning. It might be Benjamin Sesko, because what a finish that was. It just feels like, yeah, it's all clicking for Manchester United. Spurs up next for them. It would be very Man United. They got Spurs and West Ham, Man United. It'd be very Man United to beat Spurs and then draw to West Ham, and then the bloke's got to wait another 485 days to get his haircut or whatever it is. But yeah, like I said, Sesko scored a brilliant winner. One of the last kicks of the game, and Michael Carrick scored. Actually, it wasn't. It played on for ages, didn't it? I think it was a 94th minute goal, but I think they played on for ages after that. Michael Carrick's called Sesko a big talent.
Huge moment. I'm so pleased. Everyone in the changing room, players, staff, absolutely delight from him, and the reception he got when he came back in the change room. kind of told us everything. He's even confident, to be honest. The confidence, it wasn't so much that. I think he's been fantastic. We've worked with him a lot in different ways over the last couple of weeks. He's been bright in training. He's looked dangerous. He's done extra. The coaches have done a lot of bits on the side, and Trav particularly, he's done a lot of work one-on-one with him. And Ben's a big talent, you know, and he's got so many positive things. And today's a huge goal, because that feeling, you kind of, as a striker, you're here to score a winner in front of the stretch for the end late like that. It's kind of what you dream of, really. And after missing a chance, which is what it is for strikers, miss chances, to go again and put that away, absolutely so pleased for him. He really deserves it.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down start to life at Old Trafford for Benjamin Sesko, but a huge goal for him and a huge 3 points that for Manchester United. But it's transfer deadline day. I wonder if Man United will be doing any business. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Is it going to be one of those quiet deadline days? Well, Jim White is gearing up for what we hope is going to be a huge transfer deadline day on talkSPORT. He's here from 10 a.m. with a special show before coming back this evening alongside Alex Crook and Danny Murphy. And Ben Jacobs will be here at 5:45 on Early Breakfast for a full transfer update. He will keep us up to date like he always does. Today we're asking for your weekend bangers and an uplifting song for this Monday morning. Aki in Cape Town. Morning, Aki. I was going to say what's the time in Cape Town, but it's actually very close to England, isn't it? Sesko's winner and Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. I like them. Two very, very good shouts. Keep those coming in. Your weekend banger. Goal and an uplifting song. We will choose the best one and we will play it for you at 5:45. 03717 223344, or you can text us on 81089. This is Early Breakfast with me, Olivia Bazaglo. Up next, we'll take a look at the back pages and decide whether Harry Brook should stay on as England white ball captain. It's 5:17.
They seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainu who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances, really, when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it? Something like that. So, you know, certain players have come back in, Ben, and, you know, it looks like they've been let off the leash. And some of the goals against Man United, against Arsenal, Cunha's goal was a fantastic winner. But even the second and first goal, Burmo took it so well.
Yeah, I think United have had these players. They've had players that are verging on the edge of world class. They've had them for the last couple of seasons, but they just haven't been able to show it. They haven't been able to go out there and express themselves and play with a smile on the face. I know this system. We all know this system didn't really suit Man United with three at the back, and it.
I'm Olivia Bazaglo. You are listening to Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. It's just coming up to 5:20. It's transfer deadline day, and we have an update with Ben Jacobs coming for you at 5:45. Jim White will be here from 10 a.m. with all the latest deals, and we are currently building up to talkSPORT Breakfast 40 minutes time at 6 a.m. with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. A few more things you need to know this morning. Liv Littler's won a fourth major darts title on the bounce. The 19-year-old beat his main rival and defending champion Luke Humphries at the World Masters in Milton Keynes. England's Justin Rose has a 13th PGA Tour golf title after winning the latest event in San Diego by 7 shots. The Masters runner-up finished on 23 under par, a tournament record. And new Australian Open tennis champion Carlos Alcaraz says winning in Melbourne has left him on cloud 9. The world number 1 beat Novak Djokovic in 4 sets to become the youngest ever man to claim all 4 major titles at the age of only 22. It is absolutely ridiculous. And Alcaraz admits that this was the missing Grand Slam he really wanted.
You know, every year that I came here to Australia, I was thinking about getting the trophy. Couldn't go farther than quarterfinals, and coming this year, hungry for more, playing a good tennis in this tournament means a lot, means the world to me, and it is a dream come true for me.
Yeah, he's going to dominate the sport for the next however many years, isn't he? Yannick Sinner's the one we were hoping can go toe-to-toe with Carlos Alcaraz, but realistically, can he? I'm not sure. For all the latest on all the stories, you can go to talksport.com. You can also watch us as well on your smart TV, Samsung, LG, every single one of them. Prime Video, TalkSport is there. Right. It's week 2 of my new feature. I prefer football without VAR. This season, he has been brilliant. I'm not sure he is the missing piece. He should be given the time to turn it around.
Olivia Bazaglo's Live On or Bazag Go. She decides.
I love it every time I listen to it. Okay, I'm Liv Bazaglo. If you are new to this or you're just tuning in, welcome. I'm Liv Bazaglo, and I have to decide whether something's got to live on or Bazag Go. Gotcha. So the first one this week is yellow cards for managers celebrating goals.
We're killing it that the managers can't come out their technical area to celebrate a goal. If I had been a bit more mobile, I might have done a knee slide. But I don't know, that would have only got me a yellow as well. So I might as well have gone the whole hog.
Yeah, I agree with David Moyes. Might as well have just gone full knee slide down the touchline. A 97th minute equaliser from Bazo at Brighton. And David Moyes got booked for celebrating. And if I was a manager, I would do the exact same thing. It was like Enzo Maresca getting booked for sprinting down the touchline. I just, when Esteval scored that winner against Liverpool, this is a very easy one for me. This is, so yellow cards for managers celebrating goals. Bazag Go, get rid.
Get him off the field! That's just typical of what it is! Get him walking!
Okay. Right, next one is Harry Brook as England's white ball cricket captain. Now, this is because, obviously, he lied to the media, didn't he, about being alone when he was hit by a bouncer in New Zealand. That was ahead of the Ashes. However, I think everyone knows he wasn't on his own. He was spotted with Jacob Bethel. So, Harry, maybe don't lie. But for this, I think he has been given his punishment. He was fined 10 grand, given a warning by the ECB as well. And he said he did it to protect his teammates, obviously ahead of a really important Ashes series. I don't think he should lose his captaincy because of this. So Harry Brook, as England's white ball cricket captain, can live on.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay forever.
Sorry, that really tickles me every time I hear it. Okay, and the final one, we're going a little bit rogue here. Not always football. And if you've got any suggestions for things you want, by the way, me to use in Live On or Bazag Go, feel free to get in touch. The next one is hash browns in a full English. They obviously like American fried. You know what hash browns are. We all know what hash browns are. They are elite. They are 10 out of 10. And do they have a place on the plate in an English breakfast? Because I would never have chips. I know some people have chips on an English breakfast. That is not for me. I would never have chips on an English breakfast. However, there's something different about hash browns. By the way, the most elite hash browns out there are McDonald's hash browns. No hash browns come close to the McDonald's hash brown. And for me, hash browns in a full English is live on.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay forever.
Stay forever. Absolutely stay forever. Hash browns can stay forever, especially the McDonald's ones. That was live on or Bazag Go. Get involved. Do you agree with me, actually? Do you agree with me? Get involved. 03717 223344, or you can text us as well on 81089. Like I said, if you've got any suggestions, fire them my way. And also your weekend bangers and your uplifting song for a Monday morning, get in touch as well. 81089. We've got a couple of texts this morning. Morning to Steve, the Blue Scout, who's got in touch for the first time. He wants to give Everton some love. 97th minute equaliser, Steve. You absolutely love to see it. Jeff said, not the weekend, but Trubin's header for Benfica versus Real Madrid and Earth, Wind and Fire fantasy. I mean, I will accept it because it was one of the most dramatic and remarkable things. What a header, by the way. What a header. Maybe he'll do it again because Real Madrid got Benfica in the playoffs, didn't they? And Kate in Bolton said, Šeško and Stone Roses, this is the one. I did think we were going to get a lot of Šeško options. It was a brilliant goal, a brilliant winner for Manchester United against Fulham. Get in touch then. 81089 is the number to text in. Right, it's 5:26 and it's time now to have a look at some of the back pages. Nick Ellaby is back with me in the studio. Hello, Nick.
All right, you're going to have to whiz through these, but I think we've got to take a look at some of these refereeing calls. Back in the Daily Express, Guardiola's ref rage as City drop vital points. Pep cries foul is the headline. And on the back of the Times as well, Pep, ref gave Spurs first goal. City manager says strike should have been ruled out. This is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Guardiola saying that Solanke's first goal should not have stood after Solanke kicked through the back of Mark Gay to send the ball into the back of the net. What do you think about that one?
I think that's a foul.
Yeah.
So the goal has been credited to Dominic Solanke. But I don't think Dominic Solanke gets a touch on the ball.
It's a bit touch and go, wasn't it?
I think he just boots Gahey's leg and that moves Gahey's foot into the ball and then the ball goes in the back of the net. So if they came out and said, the threshold is really high, we don't want goals disallowed for that, but we're putting it down as a Gahey own goal, you'd be like, okay, do you know what? Yeah. But it's gone down as a Solanke goal, which makes me think that they think that he's touched it, but he hasn't. He hasn't touched the ball at all. So I thought that was a Stonewall foul because I think the other way round, if that's Gahey on Solanke in the box, that's a penalty.
Also, Unai Emery, absolutely furious about an unfair VAR call.
Is he moaning, Nick, about the ball, the clear view of the ball not being out of play?
It doesn't look like it went out, doesn't it, before?
It definitely went out of play.
The goal.
But it was 19 seconds before the ball went in the back of the net.
Well, Chris Foy's going to be on breakfast this morning to talk a bit more about that. And also Marco Silva really upset about... was it Cunha not getting the penalty, but then they gave the free kick for a separate incident, and then Man United scored from that?
I think the issue with that one is obviously that Cuenca's got hold of Cunha's shirt, right? But once he lets go of Cunha's shirt and they go into the box, it's a perfectly clean tackle. However, the referee's given the penalty because he thinks it's not. So Man United have lucked out there, really.
They really have.
They really have, because it shouldn't have been... If he's given a free kick, fine, because that was a free kick outside the box, but it was a perfectly clean tackle, so I can understand why Marco Silva's frustrated as the offside, the 5 centimetre threshold has apparently been in thingy all season. Florian Wirtz got it, but Fulham, again, had such a tight one disallowed.
Another contentious weekend. Chris Foy on breakfast to explain more.
Chris Foy, what a legend. I'm sure he'll do a perfect job of explaining all of those decisions. That was a quick look at today's back pages with Nick Ellaby. It is 5:29. I'm Olivia Bazaglo. You are listening to the Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
looking at the points, they're on the same points as Crystal Palace. They're 2 in front of Leeds. They're 3 in front of Forest. They're 8 ahead of West Ham. They haven't won, though, in any of their last 5 games in the Premier League when they've played Burnley, West Ham, Bournemouth, Sunderland and Brentford. And the next 7 fixtures that they've got look pretty tricky. City at home at the weekend, United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Liverpool away, straight after the international break, plus the Champions League fixtures thrown into that. Are they too good to get dragged into a relegation battle?
I think they are. And I think a bigger problem for them as well, Sam, is, like Crookie said there, some of these players are turning up in the Champions League. But are you looking at Simmons and saying, look at the standard of players you're playing against in the Champions League? As well. Yeah, Moani hasn't scored in the Premier League yet.
The German leading England. It all sounds a little bit odd, but as Thomas Tuchel tries to bring football home, here's how he ended up in one of the most scrutinised jobs in sport. Well, Tuchel started his footballing journey in the sleepy town of Krimbach. His leadership skills were obvious from an early age, with Tuchel even making subs during PE volleyball sessions. After a knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart U setup in 2000. He led the club's under-19s to their league title 5 years later, but his perceived abrasive personality meant Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract. He went on to spend 5 years at the helm at Mainz before leaving the club for Dortmund. And there, Tuchel secured his first major trophy, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more pieces of silverware came next for Tuchel in just 5 seasons at PSG, Chelsea and Bayern Munich. And that CV impressed the top brass at the FA.
We found so many similarities and so many things that suited my approach and my hunger to achieve special things. I always wanted to come back to England.
Well, he says all the right things, but is destiny on Tuchel's side?
Going off in there this morning. Good morning, I'm Olivia Bazaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. 5:34. How was your weekend? Did you have a good one? Did your team win? Have you got any weekend bangers for me? 81089 on the text and a song, an uplifting song on a Monday morning. Get in touch. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy. That's from 6 a.m. to 25 minutes time. Some of your headlines on this Monday morning. Jude Bellingham faces a race to be fit for England's World Cup warm-up games in March. Came off in tears after suffering a hamstring injury playing for Real Madrid. Hearts' lead at the top of the Scottish Premiership was cut to 6 points after Celtic won 2-0 at home to Falkirk. The defending champions are up to second in the table under Martin O'Neill. And organisers of this month's T20 Cricket World Cup are scrambling to find a solution, with Pakistan now refusing to play against India. There are ongoing political tensions between the two countries, and Pakistan had been considering a total boycott after Bangladesh pulled out, citing security fears over travelling to India. Pakistan are due to play their games in Sri Lanka. Former England fast bowler Alex Tudor reacted to their latest decision.
And that's absolutely huge news. It's the showpiece in any tournament, isn't it? Pakistan
India, with the eyeballs, the ears that we listening, watching that game. You're talking well excess of over 1 billion people. And the money that brings, sponsorship, everything, like the implications of that, the financial implications of that game not going on, the sponsorship that surrounds a Pakistan-India game in a world tournament is going to be huge.
Right, for all the latest stories, you can visit talksport.com. And for more on England's T20 series win in Sri Lanka, you can download TalkSport's Following On podcast, which is available for you on the TalkSport app. Meanwhile, whilst we're talking cricket, it's time for a competition.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
Yes, you could be with the Barmy Army heading to South Africa. We are giving away a week for two at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. How about that? New Year's in South Africa. You'll secure 2 places with the official Barmy Army, putting you in the heart of the atmosphere for every day of the match at one of the world's most iconic cricket grounds. Flights, hotel and spending money are included. The countdown is on. You've only got until Friday to enter. So here is how for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 0343 418 7260. As I said, line close this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is the network promotion. Full T's and C's are at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
We're asking plenty of you to get in touch this morning, and John has done just that. He has called in Birmingham City fan. Morning, John.
Morning, Liv. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I think I agree with you on 2, but don't disagree with you on 1.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, let's start with the go for one of the ones you agree with me on.
I think hash brown's got to stay. Got to have that bit of carb on your plate, right? Got to
stay.
Keep the full English balance. That's what I say.
What about okay? What about chips then? Because I said no to chips, but yes to hash browns.
No. You can't have chips. That's never in a full English. That's going back to the little chef days.
I agree, John. Okay, what's the other one you agree with me on?
Right. The other one I agree with you on, Harry Brook. It's a difficult one because I think they should have curfews, and I think it's soft of the ECB and the English, the English Cricket Board should put a time that they've got to be back.
Yeah.
But he's got into trouble. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
And they've got to make that decision. Is he in the team or not? And if he's not banned, then he carries on as captain. Because if he's in the dressing room, he's in the dressing room, right?
I completely agree, John. I completely agree. Okay, so that leaves yellow cards for managers celebrating. Now, I said this has got to go because I think managers should be able to celebrate and not get a yellow card.
I completely agree, but to a certain point. You can't go all Mourinho, can you? You can't incite the crowd. You can't get in the face of the other managers.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be there just in case.
Okay, I get your point. But if we're talking about David Moyes, if he does a little knee slide, I know he didn't, but he should have because he would have got the same punishment. I think managers should be able to run up the touchline and should be able to run on the pitch if they get like a 90th minute winner or equaliser or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that as long as it doesn't incite the crowd.
Perfect. Okay, John.
They've got a certain responsibility,
I do, yeah. I get your point completely. Okay, John, this morning, obviously good weekend for Birmingham, beating Oxford. What's your banger of the weekend then?
Honestly, if you haven't seen it, YouTube it, find it. Birmingham City's second goal against Oxford. They got a new signing, Vincente, who's come in on debut. Little back heel for the striker to bang it in the corner. Absolute wonder goal.
Oh, nice. Okay, I haven't seen this, John, so I'm going to have to go back and have a little look at it before we vote at the end of the show because I've got to see the goal. So
you'll love it. Absolutely superb little back heel.
Oh, John, you've been great. Thank you so much for calling in this morning. Have a lovely day.
Have a great day, Liv. Great show. All the best.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, what a lovely man John sounded like then. His was Vincenti. I don't think it was his goal. I think it was a little back heel to another player, but we'll have a look at that. Of course, we'll have a look. Right, do Liverpool need Alexander Isak? That is a big question we are asking, because Hugo Ekitike been one of the signings of the season, hasn't he? Scored twice again in Liverpool's 4-1 win over Newcastle, and on Weekend Breakfast, Tony Cascarino sang Ekitike's praises.
When you just don't know where the ceiling is for a player.
Right.
And that's what he is. They consider they spent so much money on forwards in the summer, and he was the one more potential. Isak was the proven. And it's just amazing in life sometimes how it's worked out that actually Isak's got a real fight for his position in the team.
Sorry, I'm just getting caught up in I'm getting a bit hot in the studio. Ekitike's been brilliant, hasn't he? And we haven't actually mentioned, guys, Chelsea's win over West Ham. The first time ever in Premier League history that Chelsea have been 2-0 down at half-time and come back to win the game. Ekitike's been brilliant this season, as has João Pedro. He's really in form, 5 out of 5. He set up Chelsea's winner, but the header he scored to get Chelsea back into it, such a deft little touch. It was a beautiful goal, and fair play to Liam Rossini. Has come in. He's won 6 out of 7. He's won all of his Premier League games. The last 2 games in particular, I'm talking Napoli and West Ham, to be in the positions Chelsea were 2-1 down against Napoli, to go and win that game. And then, Chelsea won that game, didn't they? Why can I not remember what happened in the Chelsea-Napoli game? And then, to come back against West Ham as well. You can't argue with what Liam Rossini is doing right now at Chelsea. And the subs, obviously, as a manager, you always want that. Chelsea fans were booing at half-time, 2-0 down at home to West Ham. So to come back and win it in the manner in which they did was very, very good. And I was there and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for getting in touch this morning. We are asking you for your goal of the weekend, plus an uplifting song for a Monday morning. Thomas got in touch. Cross and one-touch goal for QPR, and Sunday Shining is the song. Benny said Dom Solanke and Take That Back for Good. Oh, I quite like that. I like that from Benny. And Chris has said Yusuf Akamrich, I hope I've said that right, for Bristol Rovers versus Newport, goal of the weekend. You can send us a text on 81089. Get in touch with your banger of the weekend and an uplifting song. Right, it's 5:43. Time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown. Oh, what a move! The front page is first on the early sports breakfast. talkSPORT.
I actually forgot for a second what happened in my own team's game in the Champions League. I was like, what did we draw that? We won.
Yeah.
We won. I should know that, shouldn't I?
Rossini had his first 4 games with 4 different competitions, which is crazy as well.
6 out of 7. I'm not complaining, Nick.
Look, I think this, for me, this is the sporting story of the weekend. Did you see this?
I didn't see it live.
This is the boxer, Jarrell Big Baby Miller, who had his barnet dislodged in a fight with Kingsley eBay in New York. Let's have a little listen to the commentary, shall we?
Is it coming off? What is happening here? It is.
Oh, wow.
He's losing his hair. Fighter is getting the hair knocked off his head.
This guy's getting punched left, right, and centre, and his hairpiece just flaps open at the back.
Where did he get that done? He's going to want a refund.
So Jarrell Miller blamed he blamed it on some dodgy shampoo from his mum. He actually came back to win the fight on points, Jarrell Miller. He said it was like ammonium bleach. I literally lost my hair like 2 days ago, so I called my manager and said, get me one of those manes. I slapped that on. It's funny, man.
Oh, you had one of the ones you just stick on?
Yeah, basically. He says you've got to make fun of yourself.
That's brilliant. The punch, when you just see it flap off, is the funniest thing ever.
There's a picture of it on the chair.
I saw a cameraman holding it and just waving it about. I was like, that's disgusting.
And very quickly, Boozer's discounts for folks paying with cash. A pub landlord is offering punters a discount for paying in cash as bank charges bite. This is the Trumpet Inn near Ledbury in Herefordshire. Do you ever use cash anymore?
No, but yesterday I went to the Etihad to watch Manchester City against Chelsea in the WSL. Won't talk about the result for that one. Yeah. But when I got in a black cab out of Manchester Piccadilly station to go to the game, and I felt bad because I was like, I've only got my card. So I ended up paying more because I was paying by card because I felt bad. Because I never carry cash on me anymore.
I try and carry a 20 just in case, basically, but just never use it. So it just sits there.
No.
All right.
Cash is long gone. Nick, thanks so much.
Cheers.
Always a pleasure. Right, it is 5:45 this Monday morning. It's early breakfast with me, Olivia Bazaglo. Up next, we'll look ahead to what we're hoping will be a busy transfer deadline day.
Did you hear Ray's version this morning? Ed, have we got Ray's version of Singing Passenger? Take this in.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing. Played 38, won 26, lost exactly none.
Well, you only need the goals when they're running low. Only miss the net when the pressure grows. There's only one star boy by KO.
Saka off the bench to score. They are loving life at the Emirates.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Please, Pep, leave us alone. Come on, Arteta, you've got to bring it home.
Jump on that boat because this is the way that we're going to live the next 4 months.
Please don't let it go.
Wonderful.
Wasn't that really beautiful?
I think I need to jump on the boat as well.
Yeah. Tickets for the unlikely pilgrimage of Harold Fry available on www.haroldfrymusical.com. You'll absolutely love this. Passengers album One for the Road will be available on all streaming platforms alongside the official video release for the album's second single, Walk Upon the Water, featuring Kingdom Choir on YouTube, and www.haroldfrymusical.com. Like we say, you've got a stunning voice, and Ray's might just be that little bit better. Don't be...
No, look, it is.
Don't be threatened.
Let's not beat around the bush.
But Arsenal fans in for a treat
Michael,
this morning.
I done that at 10 to 6.
Banger, by the way. Yeah, I have to refrain from like belting out songs at the top of my lungs because I can't sing. But I could honestly listen to that whole song. Mark, just keep playing it. Very good morning. I'm Olivia Bazaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast. On talkSPORT, we're playing that for Benny, who chose Solanke as his goal of the weekend with his scorpion kick versus Manchester City. And this song, Back for Good by Take That. An absolute banger. In the twist of separation, you excel at being free. Okay. Cool. We're building up to breakfast in 10 minutes with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. Right, today on talkSPORT, then coming up on the station, it's Transfer Deadline Day. Happy Transfer Deadline Day. Jim White is gearing up for a huge transfer deadline day on talkSPORT. He's here from 10 a.m. with a special show before coming back this evening alongside Alex Crook and Danny Murphy. And coming on now to talk all things transfers is Ben Jacobs.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment and business admin with ease all year round. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Morning, Ben.
Liv, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Happy deadline day. Should be a busy one.
Happy transfer deadline day. Okay, first of all, Ben, I woke up to the news when I was scrolling on Twitter in bed at 3:30 this morning that Jeremy Jacquet is now off to Liverpool after all this talk about Chelsea wanting him. What's happened?
Yeah, Jeremy Jacquet set to move to Liverpool, a story that we broke last night on talkSPORT. £55 million plus £5 million in add-ons. And Liverpool giving Rem what they want, keeping the player at the French club until the summer, and that means that they can push for Champions League football. So this is a pre-agreement subject to formalities, and the medical is booked today. Chelsea were there in conversations. They were prepared to match the fee as well. In an ideal world, they wanted Jacquet in January, but were also prepared to do the deal during the summer. But Liverpool pushed, they got the player buy-in, and Chelsea have decided instead now to recall Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg. Aaron Anselmino is off to their sister club, and it means that Josh Anchimpong has a pathway that is maybe less stifled. But it's a big signing for Liverpool. They've got a centre-back. Jeremy Jacquet to Liverpool. Medical today, once again, £55 million plus £5 million in add-ons.
Yeah, I didn't want him anyway. Josh Anchimpong, I'm happy. Okay, what about Jean-Philippe Mateta? Obviously wasn't in the squad for Palace's game against Forest yesterday, Ben. AC Milan, is his medical all sorted?
It's not all sorted yet because there's going to be some additional medical checks taking place early this morning. Now, Crystal Palace are not concerned. They're proceeding with Jørgen Strand Larsen, but Milan want to undertake some additional testing before they finalise this deal. So it's one to watch. We're not led to believe at this stage that the deal is off or anything. In fact, Palace have had no communication, but Milan are being extra cautious. Mateta has already agreed terms. The deal, in terms of its finances, is approaching about £30 million. And given that magnitude, it's a lot of outlay for Milan, whose finances are quite tight. They want to do some additional testing after undergoing the medical yesterday. And if all goes according to plan, this will be formalised this morning. But it's definitely one to keep an eye on deadline day, because it has hit a few complications, even though Crystal Palace remain calm about the situation.
So, if Jørgen Strand Larsen goes to Crystal Palace, it may mean, Ben, that Wolves are after a replacement. Shea Adams and Adam Armstrong, potentially.
Yeah, it looks like both are going to arrive. So Adam Armstrong has done £7 million and £2 million in add-ons, and Shea Adams is the second player that, as you say, Wolves would like to bring in. Players keen on the move. Advanced talks taking place at the moment with Torino, and if all goes according to plan, this could be a deadline deal as well that will allow Wolves not only firepower as they try and give themselves an unlikely chance of staying up, but Shea Adams and Adam Armstrong also players that are prepared to drop down to the Championship as well. So this is simultaneously Wolves replacing Jørgen Strand Larsen, but doing a bit of extra business as well to make sure that if they do go down, they'll have two players that are up for the fight to try and score the goals to get them straight back up again.
Absolutely. And what about one of my favourite players to ever have existed in the world of football, the sweetest man ever in N'Golo Kanté? Where is he off to, Ben?
Yeah, this is a real surprise because he's at Al Ittihad at the moment, although his contract is up during the summer. And Al Ittihad have got a fair few unhappy players. Karim Benzema refusing to play at the moment. That's another story to watch. He could sensationally be off to Al Hilal within Saudi Arabia, but there's politics involved. So let's see how that one develops. But N'Golo Kanté set to join Fenerbahce. Ittihad had said no, even though Kanté had agreed terms, but now it looks like they've accepted an offer in the region of £3 million, subject to final ratification. And these deals are complicated because Al Ittihad have said yes, Kanté has said yes to Fenerbahce, but now it has to go through a very unusual process of PIF approval and Saudi Pro League officials signing it off as well. So N'Golo Kanté to Fenerbahce, again, another big deadline day deal if all goes according to plan in the next 12 hours or so.
And Ben, sorry, I looked really gormless just then. I just saw an absolute worldie on the screen, by the way. I was trying to work out if it was from this weekend or it wasn't. It wasn't. It was in the Europa League, I think. And just finally, Ben, are you expecting it to be busy right up until the deadline? Are there any deals that you think we should keep an eye on?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a busy day. Jamal Lascelles is going to join Leicester from Newcastle United. That's a good signing for the Championship club. Obviously, the Mateta, Strand Larsen sagas, even though Palace, like I say, are quite relaxed about the situation. Chelsea, obviously, are going to bring back Mamadou Sarr. Arsenal had that injury to Mikel Merino, so they might look to do a little bit of late business. So we are going to see a few sides move. West Ham United and a goalkeeper, one to watch, Mads Hermansen and Leicester. That could be a departure as well at the London Stadium too. And you can't discount Tottenham on deadline day either, because they've still got some areas that they need to strengthen in. And then there's just one or two players out there that maybe won't move, but could be the subject of late interest. One of them, for example, is Evan Ferguson. So I think we're going to be in for a box office deadline day, and make sure you stay tuned all day on talkSPORT for the updates. I'll be here in the morning, Chief Football Correspondent Alex Crook in the afternoon, and then of course our deadline day show with Jim White as well in the evening. And it'll be mid-morning too. That man is just working every minute of deadline day, and I'm looking forward to it.
So do you, Ben. So do you. Thank you so much. Ben Jacobs will be back on breakfast, as he's just said, with all the latest developments. Jim White from 10 a.m. and then a deadline day special at 6:30. Remember, tonight on talkSPORT, we've got Sunderland Burn You, a talkSPORT 2 exclusive for you in the Premier League, presented by Adrian Durham. Kick-off for that one is at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everyone, for getting in touch this morning. Jill says, hello, my true crime buddy. Sheshko was the goal of the weekend. Ian in Hull. Lewis Kumas on his Hull City debut off the bench. And Phil in Newcastle saying, Aldi hash browns are better than McDonald's. Have you put them in the air fryer? Oh, God, Phil, I'm going to have to try that. Thank you for getting in touch today. Just finally, before Jeff and Ali take over, on yesterday's show, Ray Parlour sang a special Arsenal version of Let Her Go with the singer-songwriter himself, Passenger. Let's have a listen.
Where you only need the goals when they're running low. Only miss the net when the pressure grows. There's only one star boy, Bakayo. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Please, Pep, leave us alone. Come on, Arteta, gotta bring it home. Please don't let it go.
Oh, well done. That is so good. So good. But also, Nick told me it was yesterday's show and it was Friday's show. Nick Ellaby. Right, coming up on breakfast, joining Jeff and Ali, Troy Deeney will be on the show, Tony Cottee as well, and British tennis Liam Brodie will review the Australian Open final. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Bazaglo. Jeff and Ali on the way.